Hi, I'm Christina Gorin. Ever since we arrived back in Vietnam, we've been quarantining in a designated hotel, and every day is the same tedious routine. I wake up to 3 meals being delivered daily at my door, eating meals after meals after meals, then going to my required medical checks. Practically sums up my day. I'm so grateful to be back, but it got so mundane that sometimes I just want to unlock the window. I also had the chance to celebrate my 20th birthday in quarantine, which was a spectacle in itself. Blowing out a digital cake is as depressing as it sounds. Newsflash, it was. One part I'm not so fond about is waking up at extreme hours for online classes because of the time zone difference. I can't even focus when I'm physically in class, so how do you expect me to at 1 a.m.? However, I'm deeply beholden to finally be able to step back on home soil. How could you not?
Crispy bread stuffed with different cuts of savory meats, rich pate, and refreshing pickles, banh mi is one of the staples and quintessential fusion dishes in Vietnamese cuisine. And it is also one of my personal favorites. Priced as cheap as less than $1, precisely 52 cents, it is an ideal dish for every meal of the day as it is not only cheap but also nutritious and convenient for those who are on the go. Seeing food carts roaming around my hometown of Saigon is not a new sight, and I've always believed that it is the best way for one to get a taste of real authentic Viet food. Many of the banh mi stores we see nowadays actually began that way. From the humble beginnings of personally peddling the streets to sell the baguettes, the foundation of the banh mi, some managed to sell enough to open their own stores and has been working until now. Being in the business for 40 years and counting, Banh Mi Sao Minh also made a name for themselves by sticking to the classic recipe and ingredients in a city that's ever-changing. The beginning stages were very difficult, and unlike now where banh mi is everywhere, you can only see a few banh mi pioneers in the city. But in a day, we can sell up to 4,000 baguettes. The ingredients have roots in the French colonial Vietnam, like the bread and the pate, which is what we're known for because it is a homemade recipe. My friend Boy, who joined me on the food adventure, also acknowledged the importance of banh mi to the cultural development of Vietnam.
Banh mi plays a very important role to the Vietnamese culture. Since war, it has witnessed all the hardships that previous generations have gone through when they were working endlessly to become who they are today. For younger generations like us, we and Banh mi share a lot of good memories together during our happiest moment with family and friends. It is easy to buy. Literally, you can walk a few minutes to get to the nearest shop. Its price is very reasonable. I think those are the reasons why banh mi has become a very familiar dish to the Vietnamese people.
It's helped me to grow professionally. It's helped me to seek help whenever I don't understand something or whenever I have questions. And it's also just helped me to get to know more people, to step into that leadership and mentor position, which I didn't think I was capable of until orientation week. Hi, my name is Jackie Sanchez, and I was involved with the orientation program for 2 years as an orientation week leader. Orientation has this beautiful opportunity to bring together people that you wouldn't necessarily interact with otherwise. So I had gotten closer to a lot of my fellow owls, to the point where we even started this this group called Owl 10, and we would just record our experience throughout orientation week and the SOAR dates. It definitely helped to bond us and grow that connection. I would just say take that leap and join it, whether you're doing it alone or you're doing it with a friend. Definitely be open to the experience and be open to everything that comes along with orientation week. I definitely recommend joining Owls if you're interested. Bye. Pause up, Leos.
Good evening and welcome back to LVTV. I'm your news anchor, Alexandra Torres, and tonight here I am in the beautiful streets of Rancho Cucamonga, and I have come here today to interview one of Los Osos High School's finest students, Jonathan Torres. Jonathan Torres is a senior in high school and is going to be graduating in the spring. Right now, the main priority on his mind is graduating and applying for colleges. Now, the application for applying for colleges has always been very challenging and very tricky for most. But in these times, it is even harder because of COVID-19. Tonight, we are here to interview Jonathan Torres on his experience on applying for colleges so far and what that means for future high school students. Hi everyone, I'm here with Jonathan Torres. Jonathan, why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so I'm a senior at Los Osos High School. It's a pretty fun experience. I'm in the band at my school program. I play the drums and guitar, and being a part of band in the high school program, it's given me a lot of social opportunities. It's given me new opportunities to learn.
Nice. And do you know what you want to do for college?
I want to go into more of the art kind of majors in college, such as, like I said, I play music before, and I also have an interest in digital art.
So how far have you gotten along in the college application process?
I've applied to UC schools, I've applied to Cal State schools. Really, the only thing I have left is to start applying to private schools to see if my option's there.
So what have been some of the challenges for you during this college process?
There's a lot of work that has to be done applying to colleges. Like, there's a bunch of personal questions that you have to answer that college asks about yourself, and involves a lot of self-reflection and what your interests are. And you basically have to write like a 500-word essay for each of these questions, like English class to the power of 10.
So obviously with COVID happening this year, a lot of things have been a lot different. How do you think COVID has affected this process for you?
I can't go to schools. I can't really see what I'm applying for. That's kind of a bad thing.
So visiting the college campuses is a very big loss for those who are trying to apply for colleges. What have been some of the alternatives for that?
Schools have been doing these things where it's like virtual tours. It's like as if you click somewhere on a school map and they show you like what you would be able to see.
So COVID has definitely negatively affected this process for you, but have you found any positives within it?
Yes. I won't have to take SATs. The state government saw that these are troubling times. So, I mean, might as well just cut people a break, and now I don't have to study for SATs.
So doing these college applications are very stressful for a lot of people, and especially having to balance high school and college at the same time. What have been some good stress relievers for you?
I just basically do what I like doing. Normally, like, it's how I play music, and just, like, I like playing online games with my friends from time to time, like over Zoom calls and all that too. I also have pets. I like to hang out with my pets.
Now, some of our viewers may be applying for colleges this year or applying for colleges next year. What advice do you have to give to them?
I'd say my advice to give to them is to be organized. And another thing is do your research. You gotta find a school that fits you, whether major, location, values, just a school that you'll like.
So thank you everybody for watching. I'm your news anchor, Alexandra Torres, and I will see you next week on LVTV. Bye.
Thank you for having me.
Set the phases to run. What's got you distraught? It's negative attention at best. But call it nothing. Maybe it's something, a little bit, maybe it's something to it's all about ascension, I guess. Don't put me to rest. Go on and hand me your clothes. Take a picture or two. I can see you. Tears falling down at the party. Saddest little baby in the room. Fears, tell me fears, don't get me started. I get a little gray hair for every scare you share.
It's always made me feel very free in like my thought process and just my work ethic in a way. And like that's why I tell people like when they're like, oh, I'm not a good drawer, I'm like, shut up, like you are, like you can be, because I wasn't a good drawer like at all. Hi, I'm Lauren Miranda and I'm an international studies major with an art minor. All you have to do is just practice, like keep practicing every day. Because again, I was really bad at the beginning. Like, I drew stick figures, like literal stick figures. But the thing is, stick figures are the basis of any drawing. Like if you go to a life drawing class, they want you to draw stick figures. They want you, and then like you build up upon that, and that's fine. Like you're not gonna go in and become like Van Gogh or Da Vinci or whatever.
The road to American citizenship is one that is anything but easy. Today, we follow the story of the Correas family celebrating their 39th year in America. Coming to America is probably the best thing that has happened to me. Because of the war, there was no work, and we wanted to bring our children because they were so young to study and study and study, and that's exactly what they've done until they've all graduated. Leaving your children behind in your country is probably the hardest thing to do, especially knowing that the children were the first taken and targeted in my country. We knew that we had to keep working to bring them all over together. The first thing I would like to thank my parents for is for bringing me to this country. Bringing us to this country. Because their first consideration was always to keep us united as one, not separated ever. They could not think of only themselves. They also had to keep the main priority in bringing all their kids over together. If they were happy in this country, they also had to think of the 7 kids that they had, and if they were also going to be happy and united together forever. Looking back, I think it was beautiful, knowing that I had 5 younger siblings coming to America. I knew that they would be able to learn American culture much better than I ever could, and I knew and I hoped that with this new knowledge they would help teach me too in the future. When you first get to America, you're amazed by all the pretty lights and electricity, and with the realization that this is your new home, where you will be staying for the rest of your life. Although our true pride comes in education and our family who has continued to go after it. That is where our true pride lies. Proud of everyone. My kids are good, hard-working individuals who have given me no trouble since we got here. I couldn't be any more prouder.
When I go to school, I always have to be prepared for everything. But sometimes I don't know words, and sometimes the teacher tells us to do a respect video. Hi, I'm Holly. I'm 6 years old and I'm in 1st grade. Sometimes I need to go in Mr. Lemhan's room, and I always need to use the restroom when I go to school. We have to go to art, and sometimes we have to play around. I need to wear a mask, and there's a coronavirus, and I need to protect my mommy and the little baby sister.
On November 24th, 2020, I found a dog. Long story short, found the dog on the side of the road, tried to reach his owners, but had no luck. Now we're gonna go to Vegas and give him to my aunt as a Christmas present. And I know what everybody's thinking. Cheyenne, aren't you gonna be sad when this dog leaves? Yes, I'm going to be devastated. Coming home from a long day of working and seeing his little face just made my night. But I know that he's gonna go to a loving family. This is my grandma.
Hi, I can't wait to get the little dog. I want a pup for the Christmas.
And my Aunt Jessie.
We're super excited to be getting a puppy for Christmas this year. It's all I've ever wanted.
Jessie is pregnant right now with a little girl, so I figured now is the best time to give her a dog so her daughter can grow up with one. This is my uncle and my little cousin Harley. They're really excited to have the dog too.
Mom, I really want a puppy for Christmas, and I can't wait that I'm gonna get one.
Now we have a long drive ahead of us, so he can meet his new family. These last few hours I have with him, I'm gonna cherish. But I know this isn't goodbye, because I'll see him soon.
My name is Jonathan, and I like the LA Rams. My love for the Rams started when I was a kid. I was kind of born into it. My family were big fans. They had season tickets back when they played in Anaheim, and it kind of started from there at a young age. I'm a season ticket holder since the Rams came back to LA in 2016. I've also been kind of all over the place, watching them on the road: Pittsburgh, San Diego, San Francisco, Dallas, New Orleans, just to name a few. Best game I've been to on the road is probably in 2017 when I saw them play the Dallas Cowboys. I sat 8 rows from the bottom and we won in an upset victory, and it was fun to talk smack to the Cowboy fans and walk out of there with a W.
Will the coronavirus lead to permanent changes within the general work life? Join me now is Yesenia Lopez, who works remotely for work, but also works in the most COVID hotspots, which are hospitals.
Lopez. I am an administrative director, and I've been with 360 Service Group and Halsta for about going on 2 years.
Now, Yesenia, being that you are an administrative director and working in a scene of hospitals in and out, do you feel a sense of being burnt out working with people face to face or even on the phone now during this chaotic pandemic?
So I definitely feel like our workload has increased because of the pandemic, because we deal with hospital employees. We have to figure out a lot of coverage details, scheduling details, and make sure that our services to our client are being provided. So the pandemic has increased our workload greatly. So we have been affected in that sense.
Now, many do not have the option but to work from home. Jay Guevara, who works for the waste management company, tells us more about life at home working during a pandemic, as well as the ups and downs.
I currently work for Waste Management, and I've been there for 6 years. The biggest takeaway that I can see is I'm not micromanaged like I would be at the office, which gives me the time to work on different projects that I have going on. Obviously, we do have to meet a certain timeline, so my best part is just not being micromanaged.
According to research conducted by Harvard Business Review, after gathering data from 40 working individuals, results showed that many are more productive working from home and do not mind it. Now, the wondering question is, how are those who do want to return to work doing now?
From talking to other peers though, some aren't mentally strong enough to work from home. A lot of my peers wanted to go back to the office, but I love working from home.
My name is Derek Morris, and I'm a college basketball player, and I'm a 2K king as well. 2K has been my favorite game since like 2008 when they had Chris Paul on the cover. I've been playing for a while now. So you can do like the little face scan where you can put your own creative player on here. So this is me. You know what I'm saying? I dyed the hair. See, on a good day, we usually win a lot of games. Like, I usually do pretty good. Player of the game.
New Balance, player of the game. Hey Kevin, it's a no-brainer.
I didn't get one. sometimes 2K be cheating, and I take a couple L's. Oh, bro, alright. That's me.
As Christmas comes near and the holidays are close, shopping is as it was before. Malls are packed, things are going. But what about those small businesses that have been affected by the coronavirus? And how does the community feel about it?
The big corporations, they still have money coming in from multiple locations. When it's a small business, they just have the one location.
As people stay home and think about the pandemic, one has to think about how rapid is rapid testing during these times and getting your results.
I've done COVID testing 4 times now. The longest I've waited was about an hour and a half.
For your results?
For the test.
Okay. How long does it take for your results to come back?
The longest, about a month, and the quickest 6 days.
As people line up to get testing, how do some feel about COVID?
I feel like it hasn't really affected me. I mean, I know a lot of people who have had it and some people who have died. It is kind of scary. Until it hits home, I don't think I'm really worried about it.
As the numbers continue to rise, it looks like this pandemic is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, being a single parent, there's no handbook. Basically, you start from the beginning until the end. Challenges, of course there's challenges, especially when the child has an illness. Not only are you dealing with being a single parent, helping with homework, cooking, trying to keep them entertained, you also have to deal with the fact that the child has an illness, which is unexpected. You could be okay right now and later on something happens, which it could just not exactly ruin your day, but it changes. Boarding also, and it's like I've learned along the way. I've been a child again, I've been a teenager again, and then an adult for the second time around.
It's more than just a vacation. It's a place where I can create lifelong memories with my family and friends that I know I will always remember. Glamis, California has always been my family's home away from home. My family has been going there ever since I could remember, and my parents started going there in 1998. It's crazy to me because even the drive there, I just get this huge rush of adrenaline. One thing I find really important when going to Glamis, or anywhere for that matter, is safety. I was once in a Razor when it was flipped 3 times. However, I can say I was extremely blessed to be able to walk out of it. When we play it safe, we're able to have the trip that we really want. I'm able to enjoy it, make memories, spend time with family and friends, and most importantly, be surrounded by love. Every single news platform is talking about one thing: the coronavirus and how it's evolving.
I enjoy watching the news, both the national and the local news. I'm definitely a newsie.
But with all of our books being thrown aside, we turn to the news and media to see things like the weather and the new Southern California snowfall, or the update with the newly elected president and candidates as well.
I think the most prominent thing that I've seen on the news, of course, is the coronavirus.
However, it's easy to see that the coronavirus is dominating the media.
I feel a bit overloaded. I understand they're trying to get information out to the public, but it can also be confusing. Well, sometimes I just have to limit myself to a little bit a day.
As you can see, with a simple search of coronavirus, you get so much information in such a short amount of time. With cases skyrocketing and new strands coming about, many of us turn to the internet to find more knowledge about the coronavirus.
My feelings about the coronavirus are varied. It's very scary, and it's something that is constantly on my mind.
Taking your vitamins, wearing a mask, using sanitizer wipes. Those are just 3 of the many ways that we can help stop the spread of COVID.
The precautions I'm taking with the coronavirus are, first of all, definitely wearing a mask, distancing, washing my hands, trying to sanitize things, and staying away from places where I might contact the virus.
But when will this end?
I'm hopeful that it will end soon. However, with the variants coming in from other countries and the different mutations from the virus, I worry that we're going to be dealing with this for many months to come.
Let's all try to work smarter and not harder and keep this world a happy and healthy place.